This is giving off some pretty decent heat with the new bulb. I'm gonna have to plug the big heater back on in the greenhouse one. So it's barely holding above freezing on these cold mornings with the little heater. And I'm gonna have to put the water back in here. Which means the brick. I have to put the brick back in there. Working on houses, brush bedding, checking all the heat. Ice storm's coming. Ice storm. We meaning Rick, checked the generator and had it running and warming up yesterday with plenty of gas. The generator will run everything except for the hot water heater. We bought it, we didn't buy, we found a gas-powered, like natural gas-powered hot water tank that hasn't been swapped out yet. And I think the generator will run the new one. But anyway, so if the power goes out, we will still have heat out here. Which is, you know, that's one of the problems with running heat in your chicken coop is what if the power goes out? They're not used to the extreme cold. It's still cold. I mean, it's warmer in here than it is out there, and, you know, that's good enough. But, I mean, it's not warm in here, unless the sun's out. If the sun's out, it warms up in here. Quite nice. We don't get much sun in the winter. To give this rosemary a good trim in the spring, but it is beautiful. I want it to flower. I want it to bloom, so I don't want to trim it yet. Usually I go on vacation around the time that rosemary's blooming because there's always one in here. And I lose it while I'm on vacation. One year I left, I forgot to turn the fan back on, and we had like a sunny week while I was gone, and it just baked in here. Rosemary doesn't like to dry out. I don't think we're going on vacation this year. Which is better for me because the work that I have to do to go on vacation and the work that my house sitter has to do if I go on vacation is too much. So anyway, it was getting down into the 30s. I think, you know, it was above freezing, but it's pretty cold with the little heater running. I think maybe the temperature was 13 this morning, but I don't quite remember. And then there's the wind chills. Might have been the wind chill that was 13. I don't know. Don't remember. It's too cold in here. I have the heat mats on right now. Sometimes I don't. When I run the big heater, I unplug the heat mats. But the peppers were on heat mats that are set for 50. So there was extra heat on the peppers when it was 35. Alright. I don't know what else to do. I got pockets full of eggs, and I don't want to break them in my pocket. So let's go get rid of the eggs. Look what ended up on my porch. Collective treasures. Out picking. Probably found them on the side of the road. Nice. It appears like this is a real tree, but it's probably a branch. That would be a pretty tree. I do not have that evergreen in my yard. Things that I can save, though, for next year's projects. I can save this. I can save the pine cones. Looks like this was store-bought, but maybe not, because you could buy the pine cones like that. Or you could paint them yourself. Nice pots, too. So, yeah, a bunch of reusable stuff. I'm sure that's going to be gifted to me, because they do that. Everything's staying nice and warm. I'm still weeding out dead pots. The tomato experiment is done. Yeah, I put weather stripping everywhere I could put weather stripping in this greenhouse. And it actually helps a lot. I recommend weather stripping where you can put it. You have to do it when it's warm or the tape won't stick. Ice storm. Everything is covered in a sheet of ice. Like, I'm walking very carefully. But the roads are good. And the power didn't go out. But everything's covered in ice. Just enough ice to make everything really slippery. Grass is kind of crunchy. It wasn't even this bad when my daughter was walking the beagle. And the beagle, you know how beagles are. They're one of those dogs that pull. Doesn't like the leash. She wants to go where he wants to go. And pulled her right down on slippery grass. She broke her ankle in a way that wouldn't heal right. Surgery, pins, screws. Oh my gosh, this is so slippery. So anyway, that's old news. I don't want her outside, I guess is what I was thinking. She's an accident waiting to happen. I love her. I don't mean that as an insult. I just don't think it's safe. Turning lights on in the stairway. I just let the birds out. It's morning. That is too much light to put directly on the lemon tree. Lemon tree's happy this year. Last year it completely defoliated. It looked like it was going to die. I repotted it, checked the roots, cut back the dead pieces of it, like the tips. And by the end of the summer, it was good again. So anyway, it's got its leaves. That tree is a tree I seeded from a lemon I bought from the store. It's about 6-7 years old. Hasn't fruited. These pots, this one's not empty. It has a caladium in it. I don't know what the stick is. If a stick cracks and breaks, if it's really dry, then it's dead. If it bends, then it's a live stick. I don't think this is live. Did you hear that crack? That's a dead pot. I'll get rid of that pot. I'll put that pot in the greenhouse.